Welcome back. The movie you're making me watch today was what was it? Hold on, I gotta go get my notes. Stand by.
The movie we were making him watch today was Lost in Translation, directed by SOFIA Coppola, 2003.
Ray brought him to me. Thank you, Ray. No problem.
I already told him. It's Lost in Translation, 2003, directed by SOFIA Coppola, starring Bill Murray, starring Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, it's good to see Sofia Coppola can do something, you know?
Right? She's a much better writer and director than she is an actress, clearly.
Boy, and I don't know, I've only seen her in one thing, and that was the movie you guys made me watch last time, which was The Godfather Part 3. Yeah. And she was borderline terrible.
She was terrible as an actress. She was better when she was a baby as an actress in the other Godfather.
Yeah, cuter too.
Probably.
And I didn't see one, not even like a hint of cousin fucking in this movie.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't much fucking at all.
Giovanni Ribisi was in it, so that's cool.
Thank God Giovanni Ribisi was in this movie to save the whole thing.
Jake, you made us. Oh, well, what's your word, Jake?
My word is bittersweet.
Okay.
That's my word. Yep. What's your word, Schwartz?
That's a good word.
Thank you.
Because I had two words that are like those that are like that compound word. But anyway, Schwartz.
Yes.
What's your word, idiot?
My word, melancholy.
All right.
Okay.
Sad boy over here.
My word, my what I landed on was good. It's a good movie with that tone and everything. It's good.
Cool.
You know what? If someone asked me, "Hey, what'd you think about this movie?" I'd say it's good. It was a good movie.
Right.
But I did think that at times the movie was infuriating, and at times the movie was comforting. So bittersweet, I think, is a good way.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it? You want to take us through this epic filmmaking, this epic story?
Absolutely, I will. This is a story basically about two people, more or less by themselves in Tokyo. And it's two Americans. One is there. He's an actor. It's played by Bill Murray. Kind of plays arguably a similar version of himself, perhaps. Maybe at that time of his career, he was kind of just doing things for the money. And he's there to like basically film a commercials and take photos for whiskey companies. Just getting paid $2 million to promote whiskey for a week in Tokyo. Doesn't sound too bad. And then Scarlett Johansson, she's there. She's just a wife that's kind of tagging along to her husband, who's a photographer. And so she's Giovanni Ribisi, the great and powerful Giovanni Ribisi. Thank God he was there.
Great
and
powerful.
The little bit he was there. Not really. It's being silly.
Just making sure.
No,
I think he's all right. I just don't like what has Giovanni Ribisi done?
He's fine. I'm making fun of Schwartz because I don't know why he got all excited about it.
He loves him.
Giovanni Ribisi is one of the best actors out there. He's one of the best side actors in history.
We
can go through all his great roles if you want after you're done.
I don't want.
Well, that's why.
You're fine. Because he was not much. He was, I guess, not very important to the story. Just kind of like the catalyst for the main character that was Scarlett Johansson and why she was in Tokyo. She was in Tokyo because she was there to support him, kind of, and also to kind of tag along. And and eventually these two characters cross paths. It's I think it kind of what I really like about it is sort of explores the idea of like quarter life crisis and middle life crisis among the two characters. So that's sort of like I think they're big part of the relating, as well as just being lost in Japan more or less and not really having a lot to do in Japan other than just be there for work. So I think Scarlett Johansson was kind of going into her like quarter life crisis, if you want to call it that. She was not really sure what she wanted to do with her life.
Yeah, she's like 22.
Yeah, I think she was like 19 when this movie was filmed, but like, yeah, I think she like played someone that was 22 because her character just graduated college, and she's in that stage of her life of not knowing where to go, what to do next. When Bill Murray was in a stage where he should have already been developed, but he was kind of his questioning of like, what am I doing with what am I doing with my life? Like, what does it all come to? It's come to me fucking being in Tokyo making $2 million shooting a whiskey when he could be doing a play somewhere, and was something he mentioned when the first meeting of Scarlett Johansson's character. So I think it's just
Go on.
The exploration of them like trying to find themselves in this strange environment that they're foreign to. And yeah. I think Tokyo was like a beautiful like setting and a beautiful landscape to it all.
I thought it was set in Paris. Well, I don't know why. I thought every time I heard this movie, my mind was like, oh, Paris.
All the Japanese people didn't give it away?
I've never seen it. I've never seen a poster for this movie. I didn't know who was in it. I don't know anything about this one. Yeah. I forgot what we were even watching. Oh yeah,
I really liked how they photographed Tokyo too, because it's like a very colorful, vibrant place, and like the movie itself was just very colorful, but there was like this layer of like gray over it, kind of, which kind of like in a way set the tone really well.
Yeah, it was good. I think that the main story is these two people completely out of their element in a place that they're not used to find each other, and they're kindred spirits, and they don't necessarily fall in love, but they also don't necessarily not fall in love. Right? I think that was just a little more summy uppy.
Yeah. I tend to meander in my descriptions, but yeah, they don't necessarily fall in love. They do in a way, but it's like, I think what they got out of the relationship is like what they needed was like the companionship in the place that they were. Like they were essentially lost in Japan, like, and their partners were distant and detached from them at the time. Like Bill Murray had a wife back in I think LA, I'm assuming.
Somewhere in the States.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't think Giovanni Ribisi's character was equally as important as his wife, who we never even saw. So I think he was there.
Yeah. Well, I think it just kind of played into like the detachment of her, and like kind of like showed, I guess it was an illustration of the relationship. While I guess Bill Murray had those scenes with his wife on the phone and showed that detachment, you had to see what was causing her, her unrest, if you will. And it was the detached relationship with her husband. And
what's up, Schwartz? Did you hate this or what?
No, I'm just listening. I'm listening to all of it, thinking about my rebuttal.
You changed your posters up, I see.
No, I did not, actually.
You just got the weird They Live dude staring over your shoulder at us.
I know, I love that.
It's like right there.
What's your rebuttal, Schwartz?
I guess it's not a rebuttal or as much as a response. I agree with all the whole like meeting someone who you have the connection with, but you only spend a short time with, and how that's like exciting and different and can really make like you feel nice. But they didn't really do much. They I remember this is probably the third time I've seen this movie, and I remember liking it a lot more the first two times. And I think what it is we've been watching a few epic movies lately, as far as like in scale, like The Godfather, Paths of Glory, like just movies that are kind of like just epically made. And this just doesn't fall into that category.
No, it's not an epic by any means. I think this is definitely one of those.
I understand now.
Slice of life's kind of movie. This is one of those just little, it's like it's a moment in time. It's not this big picture idea, when obviously Godfather took place over what, like 30, 40, no, it took place over literally 80 years. Godfather did.
Yeah.
And this movie was like, a week?
Yeah. So. No, I understand that. I'm just saying my things, we've been watching movies like that. So I guess that's the mindset I was in. So It's underwhelmed me in like every way possible. Like I love Bill Murray, but he didn't do anything crazy. Like,
oh, you're freezing up. What about Matt is frozen again?
You frozen son of a bitch.
Pictures.
All right.
Yeah, frozen son of a
I
bitch.
didn't realize that in this
Well-
live stream they could only hear me because that's how microphones work and speakers.
Oh yeah. That makes
Anyway,
sense.
yeah, I
figured
agree. I don't know what Matt was about to say. What was he about to say?
He was saying something about Bill Murray wasn't even doing something, but even like Bill Murray was like sort of like a mellow character than he usually plays. Matt, you're back. What were you saying about Bill Murray?
You hate
Okay.
Bill Murs?
Nope, you're back, but you're still frozen. Never mind.
I mean, I love Bill Murray. But he didn't really do anything Bill Murray does that I love. You know what I mean? Like, he was interesting. I get he was basically just playing just
He
someone
played
who
golf.
was bored and at a standstill, which was the best shot in the movie, by the way. That static shot of him playing golf with that mountain in the background, probably a volcano, was the sickest thing I've seen in a while. And in like just one frame, that was pretty dope. And Scarlett Johansson's a great actor, but she didn't really have much to say or do either. She kind of just laid around. Her best shot was the opening shot, the title shot. That was a great shot.
Oh, her
and
ass.
This is the thing. I respect this movie, and this movie
I wrote
won
that down too.
the fucking Oscar for best screenplay for some unknown reason. Actually, I looked it up. There was not many other good ones that year, but I was very underwhelmed by this movie, and I just remember really liking it a lot more when I was younger, and for some reason I didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah, I thought it was good. That's kind of all I thought it was good. It reminded me of traveling. It reminded me of meeting people abroad. And it did hit home in that what we do in travel, we do meet people, we do form these relationships and these families for a very short period of time, and then we just leave. And sometimes we never see those people again. And and it doesn't have to be boy girl. Even talking about like just anyone, just meeting someone, and it doesn't even have to be a different country. What we do is very similar to what happens in this movie, in that you form a relationship, you form sometimes a very deep relationship, and then sometimes you never see that person again. That I was thinking about that. That made me think about that. It just made me miss travel. Other than that, it was a good movie. I'm glad it was an hour and fucking 25 minutes.
It was an hour and 45 minutes. I'm glad it went by like it was an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, I stepped out for the intermission.
Oh, see, there was no. This is the first movie in a while that there wasn't an intermission. We didn't have to have an intermission because this wasn't a.
You're right. I stepped out anytime Anna Faris was on screen.
I thought she played that character well. That
the dumb blonde,
the ditzy blonde actress, like full of herself character. I thought it was like she played it well.
Maybe it's because that's all I've ever seen her play.
Yeah,
but I'm not an Anna Faris fan.
Anna Faris was amazing in the Jodie Hill movie where about Seth Rogen as a security guard at a mall. She's fucking amazing in that movie. She's like incredibly funny in that. Yes, she's really, really, really funny in that, but that's really about it. And Scary Movie. She's great in Scary Movie too.
She played the exact same character in all three of those.
Hey man.
Yeah.
You know what though? She getting paid.
There was one movie she's in called Smiley Face where she like accidentally eats like her roommate's like edibles and like a shitload of edibles, and it's just her day of being high as fuck, like roaming, like wandering around LA. It's very meandering and very like silly, but it's a pretty funny stoner comedy with Anna Faris. It's worth seeing, to be honest with you, but
well, I mean, you lost me at Anna Faris. I'm not gonna.
All right, no, fair enough. I can't argue with you there. But yeah, I liked what it did with the travel as well, and like sort of
the house bunny
showed the unglamorous life of a glamorous lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like you would think Bill Murray making like I was saying earlier, you would think Bill Murray getting paid $2 million to go to Tokyo for a week to endorse whiskey sounds dope, but really it's like he's lonely, he's detached, he's just like he sits in a lot of the time he's just sitting in his hotel room, like stuff we can relate to. And it also explores like how it affects like what it does to like their partners and their loved ones, as well, like how that sort of lifestyle can affect those that you love. And
well, their partners also sucked. Like both of their partners, they were just sucky human beings when it came to when it came to like
Right.
their
I mean,
relationship anyway. So like that was yes.
yeah. I think it's hard to say
End of
that those
statement.
people suck, but it's like that there's certainly a detachment in that relationship at the time of the story of these people. And I think that was definitely shown.
Yeah.
Relationships can have ups and downs, and it seems like both of those were in a down. So I think it sort of explain that sort of, or
I mean, I
explore
feel
that
like
side of it.
That's
when
why
you're in a foreign land like that, you want to spend time with people who you're with too. And she had nothing to do. Like she had no one to spend time with, and the same one for him.
She had Charlie Brown, bro.
We don't necessarily really know if Bill Murray's relationship was bad or has just been the same for 20 years and he's just there. Like her relationship kind of sucks as we see that. I mean, she feels left out, but Bill Murray's just been married for 30 years. So I don't necessarily think it's bad, or it just could be he's just bored. And so like, I mean, Scarlett Johansson.
They just seem like they've been married for 30 years. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
ScarJo though. Was this Scarlett Johansson's first movie?
No, she was like a child actress. I think she like started acting when she was like 10 or something. Like she started.
This was the movie where she got big in though. This was her breakout role.
Yeah.
She was a little heavier, I noticed. They had to make her look a little frumpy toward Anna Faris.
No, just realistic.
Yeah,
all American girl.
I ain't talking shit. I'm just saying.
Frumpy's not what I think of when I think of her ever.
Scarlett Johansson? No. Not, but in this movie, a little bit. Yeah, and I'm not saying it as an insult. I'm just saying that they made her look the less desirable when it came to the other females that were around. Is that okay? Is that better?
Yo, I'm looking at these fucking comments on the Instagram and I can't stop laughing. I don't like this. I can't watch this while we do this. Freddie just said the show's canceled because you called Scarlett Johansson fat.
Oh, dude, we're done. Done.
Watch the movie.
It's a good movie. I really liked it.
Watch the movie. Tell me I'm wrong.
All right. What else? What else do you got to say about it, Schwartz? You're always yelling at us for not saying enough stuff. I'm yelling at you this time. What do you got to say? You got to tell us more. Why do you hate it so much?
I don't hate this movie. I just feel like I've seen this movie and I don't think this deserved to be picked for this show. That's for sure. It's supposed to be movies that like when you watch them, you're like, oh shit, like I really needed to see that movie. You know what I mean? That doesn't fall in that category. It really doesn't fall in that category.
Like we all needed to see fucking Bad Lieutenant and fucking
for sure.
And a bunch of bullshit.
Those movies are great. Everyone should watch.
This is definitely worth discussing. We got Sofia Coppola.
No, this is a good question. That brings up a great question. Why is this worth discussing?
But wait, hold on. I'm not done yet. If you're going to pick a Sofia Coppola movie, you should have picked Virgin Suicides. That's a much more interesting movie.
It's a good movie. That's her first movie. You pick it because it's her first movie. It's good, but that one is more like way more meandering and like just kind of like it's like a Malick movie in a weird way. Like this one had like more of an enjoyable storyline. This one had better. I think the characters were more like had more depth in this movie. Bill Murray, I think he's noteworthy. Scarlett Johansson's noteworthy. They're all noteworthy people we could talk about. That's why.
Well, in Virgin Suicides, you got fucking Kirsten Dunst killing the game. She was on top of her game. You got James Woods and Kathleen Keener, Kathleen. I didn't forget her last name. She was in Serial Mom. They played they played great parents. Then you had fucking Josh Hartnett in there playing the fucking weirdo next door. That was a great fucking movie. Good.
Man. I like talking about this movie. I've never seen it though.
A movie that you've never seen. Yeah, exactly. It's.
But no, tell me what it's about.
Virgin Suicides?
We're not. We're gonna talk about Virgin Suicides. I'll keep going into why this movie was underwhelming. So this movie meandered too. This movie.
I bet if I picked Virgin Suicides, Schwartz would have fucking said like, you should have picked Lost in Translation.
No, Virgin Suicides is a better movie. The only cool part of this movie, actual cool part, is the end when he goes after her and whispers in her ear. That was cool. That was exciting. That was something that.
What does he say?
Who knows? I wish I knew what he said. What do you think he said?
He said, "Peace." But he said it in Japanese, so it took a while.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa.
That was just a kind of a joke from the movie because remember he was like, never mind.
I don't
I thought you
think
guys watched this. I thought we all watched the same movie.
I don't
No,
think
yeah, like the
be in this list. This does not deserve to be on this list in any way.
So is this gonna be automatic bottom of the list for you?
No, because it's not the worst movie we've watched.
But it doesn't deserve to be here on the list.
Well, I kind of was going differently in the beginning. I was picking movies and hoping people pick movies that even if they've never seen them, they would want to see them, even if they could be bad or good. And then we kind of changed it to, no, you should know it's a good movie first. So the first couple.
I did know this is a good movie. I've seen this. It's great. I've liked this since it came out.
Like this wasn't that good.
All right.
I want to know, Jake, why this was worth our time. I'm not saying it wasn't.
I mean, I kind of just said all that. Like, I think these are noteworthy people to talk about. The movie itself, I think, has a lot of depth to it. I like the characters.
Why is this movie significant for its time, or for it the story or the storytelling? Or
I mean, it's significant for I think for its time. Like it got a lot of Oscar nominations. It won an Oscar. It was very successful in the box office. It was very almost like guerrilla filmmaking in a way. Like they went in very, very low budget. I think I was watching an interview. I think it was like 4 million they made this movie on, and it made like 119 million.
So and it was shot in Japan, right?
It was shot all in Tokyo, of course, and just on a micro budget with just these few people. And like I said, like it's a noteworthy time for Sofia Coppola. This got her off the ground. I think same with Scarlett Johansson. Like this was a huge movie for her. I don't know if she'd be who she was without this movie.
This movie was like a filmmaking machine too. In
Marvel thing.
And that like the DP, the producers, basically the production designer, the costume designer, all of them, they all were like a team. They made Being John Malkovich, Adaptation, Buffalo 66, and because Sofia Coppola was married to Spike Jonze at this time, they all worked together on it. I just watched a behind the scenes of it where Spike Jonze films it all, and Sofia Coppola's last name really got her ahead pretty well.
Cause
what?
I said cause.
No. Jesus.
Cool. Well, I mean, should we go to the list? I'm looking at my notes here. Don't have
I mean, you got any favorite scenes? You got anything? Anything good to say about it?
I said what I said. It was a good movie.
What was your favorite scene? Do you have a favorite scene?
My favorite scene. I liked the end. The end was the best scene when everything goes from sad to happy. That's what happens. Everyone's sad. He pulls over. He whispers some sweet nothings, and everyone's happy. The music changes. He gets on a plane. He goes home to his shitty fucking life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it was. I don't necessarily think it was. That shouldn't be on the list. I don't think it was a bad movie. I think it was, movie's a movie. I think if I wrote this movie and it got made for $4 million, I think we'd all be pretty stoked, But
yeah, 100%. That'd be pretty great.
It's no Godfather Part 4.
No.
I don't know, just underwhelming. Like I said, it's the third, maybe even the fourth time I've seen it, and just nothing really stuck out about it that made it like it was good. It was a good movie. Would I recommend people watch it one time? Definitely see the movie.
Yeah, it's short. Yeah. Watch it.
Hey, I think it explored characters well. I like the characters a lot. I liked what they did with it. Schwartz, do you have a favorite scene?
Yeah, I guess any scene with the Japanese directors trying to communicate to him and him not understanding anything of what they want, and the interpreter not really conveying everything was pretty great. I laughed out loud in those scenes.
That was
pretty good.
The Bill Murray in that movie.
Yeah, Bill Murray was great. And those parts were funny. Like that's what I was talking about earlier. The Japanese, like taking, he would say, he would speak for like 5 minutes, and then she would say, "Turn right." I laughed out loud. Good. Those were good. It was good.
It was good.
It was good. I can't say much more.
Right.
I was worried about this.
Were you?
Yeah, I was worried, thinking I don't have a whole lot to say about this one.
There's not much to this. It's just people hanging out, running into each other. Is this?
All right. I mean, there's a lot of development of characters.
You
But
hate us
cool.
right now, Jake.
I don't hate you guys. You guys are just.
Is this your favorite Scarlett Johansson movie?
I don't know. Probably, other than maybe Infinity War. Infinity War is a really good fucking movie. So.
Is this your
she's
favorite
in that?
Sofia Coppola movie?
Probably. I would think so. I think I've seen all of them. I'm pretty sure I've seen all of them. Yeah, it'd be my favorite. Virgin Suicides is really good though. It's definitely Virgin Suicides would be my second favorite. I think that was like a really good start, and this was the movie where like she was able to like kind of hone in her craft a bit. So she did good with this. Then she had some other weird ones that weren't so good. Like Marie Antoinette was kind of weird. And yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
You probably haven't seen any of her films, I would assume.
No, fuck no. Maybe we should have eased into it or something. Maybe we should have like, from the Godfathers, we should have went like Scarface, and then like, fucking Hurt Locker or something.
All right.
Ease into a woman director, and then.
Listen, this movie was, like you keep saying, it's a well-made movie. It's a good movie. If you're going to watch it once for sure. It's worth watching. Like, check it out. But if you're expecting some, like, cinematic fucking genius, it's not what it is.
Yeah. If you want cinematic genius, watch MacGruber.
Actually, honestly, yeah. That's pretty fucking cinematic comedy genius.
Comedy genius. Not quite genius.
I mean, but the character building in that is something of genius, I think.
All right, is gonna go lower than MacGruber for you guys on the list. Are you gonna rank them?
Yeah, I mean,
we might as well move on to
MacGruber's pretty high for me, so.
All right, should we just fucking rank it then?
Might as well. You guys seem to not have anything else to say about this.
I don't have much else to say about.
Do you have something?
If you want to argue about something, if you want to bring something up in the movie. Anything I want to talk about it.
Yeah. Hey guys, argue.
I thought Schwartz, I thought you would like it a lot for the look, like the colors and the setting and everything like that. Like the set design and all that stuff seemed to be up your alley.
Me?
Yes.
I mean, this is the thing. I've seen this a couple times, and I remember liking it a lot more the last time I saw it. Maybe it's because it was just a fresh thing with Bill Murray, and Scarlett Johansson was coming up, and I was digging to watch Sofia Coppola because I had watched Virgin Suicides, and I loved that movie. I thought that was a pretty great movie. And like I said, this is a good movie. There's things about it that are great, like the whole meeting someone and connecting with someone and having experience with them, even though you're not gonna really ever have anything that lasts. Like, that's interesting, but nothing happened. Like they kind of hung out in the same places.
And he's frozen again. Well,
can you hear me? I can't say.
Yep, there you are.
I can't say I disagree. It was good, but there was not much to it.
I guess, I mean, I like movies that are like that, I suppose. I like, there's a simplicity to it that I appreciate. It's kind of more grounded. more relatable in ways.
I
know this shit was definitely the type of genre I was really into when I was like the age when this came out, when I was like teenager when this came out. I was really into this style.
I've seen many of movies that are made by up and coming directors that are doing their thing, that have the same budget, the same budget area, and the same type of filmmakers behind it, that I've been just impressed with a lot, and I love. Like, and there's tons of them. This just unfortunately doesn't fall into that category.
I think when this came out, it was certainly impressive. And I think the first time you saw
what is impressive about it? What is it?
You were more impressed. It seemed like the way you talk about it is you liked it a lot more than you do currently. I think liked it a lot more.
Yeah, you know what I think it was? I think I bought into the hype a lot more and didn't really see it for what it really is.
Okay.
Which
so
is
you were impressed by it. No, it's fine. You hate it. It's all good. You hate it now.
No,
you hate
nobody hates
Sophia
it.
Coppola.
Nobody hates it. Everybody thinks it was a good movie. Everybody thinks it was a well-made movie. But like there was nothing in this movie other than like two really good actors, and one, like, it was very impressive, like Scarlett Johansson, for being how young she was. It's impressive at how good an actress she has always been, and that was cool to see. But other than that, there's nothing stands out in this movie.
That's the thing. There's nothing that I can pinpoint and be like, that was cool, or that was cool, or that was cool.
The very end.
Yeah,
is the only thing people are talking about.
Now, there's been for a long time like forums of people trying to guess what it is that they said to each other, and supposedly the only two people who actually know are Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson and Sophia Coppola in the audio.
The audio guy, maybe, is that what you said?
Maybe he could have said that. I mean, in the script, it probably just says Bob whispers something into Charlotte's ear. Yeah,
and
what Bill Murray actually said, he was probably like said something like goofy, like, "Hey, we got."
He probably just
have 3 hot dogs for lunch today.
he just does the line from Groundhog Day about the gopher.
Yep. Well, here we are again. All right, fine. Let's go back to ranking.
Let's rank it.
Listen,
you guys thought it was
good.
That
I don't want.
You thought it was
the thing that I don't want people to think is that we're trying to like put this movie down anyway. But my problem is the last few movies we've done have been epic movies. Like, I'm in that train.
Epic movies.
Outside of this,
okay.
And then I watched this, and I'm just like
underwhelmed.
$4 million and Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. Man, they should have done something cool.
Okay, you hate female directors. Not a big deal.
I think for $4 million,
I love Sophia Coppola movie.
I think for $4 million, they pulled off.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. That's certainly impressive
feat.
When I learned that, I was like, oh damn, because Bill Murray had been like half that.
I did think that
Bill Murray is definitely half that.
I did think that while I was watching, I was like, shooting in Japan must have been cheap, especially since a lot of it did look guerrilla style. They were just running around.
Yeah. I guess when they did like the subway scenes, and then when they were like filming outside, like in the street, they didn't have a permit. They just did it.
Just running around.
Yeah.
I wonder what camera they were using. Probably wasn't anything huge.
Well, it was a film camera.
Oh, really?
Done. Yep. So they got that going. But they just had pretty minimal crew. Like, it was just like, skeleton style. And a lot of natural lighting, I guess, was like the outside stuff.
Yeah, the sun's a killer.
The ambient
light.
City lighting. Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah. Cool. Look at you guys. You guys are almost asleep. You're so underwhelmed by this movie.
Yeah, I almost fell asleep during this movie.
I was underwhelmed by this movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'm gonna
Jack's house that he built.
Jack in the house.
Jack is whose house that he built.
Jack is whose house that he
Jackie
built.
built a house.
Sorry, my caffeinated beverage hasn't kicked in yet. You want to try this one over again? The movie you're making me watch today is Lost in Translation.
Nope.
All right, I got my spot.
Same.
Do you guys have any funny stories of being in a different country and trying to talk to somebody and just having a ridiculous back and forth?
No, I haven't been to too many foreign language speaking countries, unfortunately enough.
FLSP,
Yeah.
FLSCs.
Like I've been to like New Zealand and Canada and Dominican Republic.
Like
I haven't really been to many other places.
There was a time where I was driving up, I was in Germany, and we were driving in a van up a very windy road next to a dam, like a water retaining structure, like a dam.
Mm-hmm.
And it peaks out, and I'm like, oh, there's a dam over there. And I say to the driver, who's German, I said, oh, there's a dam over there. And he goes, yeah, I think he said dam or whatever. And he was like, yeah, that's very good. And I was like, okay, cool. And then he was like, well, how'd you know that word? I was like, damn, it's the same in English. Just damn is damn, dude. It's a dam over here, it's a dam over there. He goes, no, like your stomach. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about the dam over there. He goes, no. And he points to the GPS. There's like it shows the windy road we're on. In Germany or in German, I don't know. I could get this wrong, but dom or dam or something similar to that, sounding into that, means intestines. Mm-hmm. And he thought that I was referring to the road, saying it was windy, like your intestines. Oh. I was just saying, no, there's a dam over there. And funny. Once we both figured out what the fuck each other were talking about, we laughed, and it was just and I'm sure there's 100 other stories like that, but that it was one that sticks out that I always remember. Is just a really funny lost in translation situation. Yeah. And there was a lot of those literal situations in the movie that made me think of that.
My favorite one is when we were in South America and I'm trying to get the driver to stop the car before I threw up, and I threw up on an audio mixer. And because I didn't speak, because where were we? We were in Uruguay or Paraguay, right?
Yeah, one of the Guays.
Yeah, so what was the language there?
I think it's either Spanish, I think.
Is it just Spanish? Okay, so yeah. I was like, I'm trying to tell this guy to stop the car. I'm like, hey man, can you please pull over? And he has no idea what I'm saying. And so it was too late, and I ended up throwing up all over the audio mixer that was sitting next to me.
It was like you asked him to roll the window down, and he started to roll the window up, and like it was.
Well, no. So we went on this huge hike up a fucking mountain where we scaled, not maybe a mountain, but a fucking. It was a mountain, I guess. We scaled this shit for about 3 hours, and at the end of the day, we were packing up. And at that point in my life, I didn't drink carbonated water for some reason. I was against it. I didn't like it. I had never really drank it, so I was like, "Fuck it, I don't want carbonated water." So at the end, there was a cooler, and I wanted to drink. And open in the cooler, there was like a carbonated water or a Coke. So my dumb ass drank the entire Coke, and then had to fucking. I was like dehydrated. So we get in the car. We're in a caravan, and we're in these fucking caravans of these off-road vehicles with these Spanish-speaking drivers we've never met because they're the only vehicles that get to where we got to go. And I'm in the back seat, back passenger. Noah, our audio mixers, but in the driver back seat, behind the driver. Anthony's in the passenger seat, and the driver's obviously in the driver's seat. So we're all sleeping because we're just exhausted. And I wake up out of a sound sleep, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta throw up. I said to the guy, hey man, can you pull over? Can you pull over? And he's like, look at me like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I was like, hey, you move over. And then I just was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to roll my window down. So I roll my window down, and I throw up out the window, and it all comes back in onto the guy next to me. So yeah, that's my best my best lost in translation story. Besides for that though, I've been lucky that everywhere I've went, we've had people who spoke the language very well with us, including you, Anthony. When we were in anywhere in South America, you spoke Spanish pretty damn well. Like you weren't fluent, but you could hold the conversation. And I was like, oh, all right, well, we're good then. Like, he'll get us places.
Not German though.
No, not German. German didn't work.
We didn't even know how to say Felix.
Yeah, Felix.
All right.
We learned the best saying of all time, though. We learned how to say, "Chill out, lady, you're scaring us."
In Spanish.
In Spanish. Tranquila, chica, nos estás asustando. Yeah, good times. Anyway, where are you ranking this movie?
I'm gonna put it at number 13 on my list. 13 out of now 52 movies. 13.
What movies is that around there? You got Train to Busan.
Yeah, it's right under Train to Busan. Train to Busan's more exciting movie. Right under it is
Lake Placid's a more exciting movie.
Well, Train to Busan had a lot more to it than Lake Placid did. Yep. Number 13.
Didn't have a giant alligator.
No, but Lake Placid didn't have hordes of zombies.
You don't know that. And actually, I don't know that there wasn't a giant alligator zombie.
Yeah. So there you go.
We got to revisit.
I'm
going to
go.
Movies.
Yeah. I'm going to go number 26.
26. Word.
That's fun. I'm going 27 actually.
Ooh.
Right under Blood Simple. I think this movie was. I'd rather watch this than Citizen Kane. Tell you that much.
All right.
I watched this 20 times in a row before I watched Citizen Kane.
Because Citizen Kane's become like a measuring stick in this.
If Citizen Kane
a little bit
opened on Scarlett Johansson's butt, might change my mind.
Above this movie,
it may have been better. If Citizen Kane was in color, it'd be cool. It'd be interesting to see Citizen Kane like recolored.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on that. Actually, I'm gonna open up Adobe.
There you go.
Premiere and get on that.
It's still probably gonna suck though.
I'll recut it too. What movie did I want to recut?
Cool.
Paths of Glory. Yeah, I just want to spend a weekend recutting that.
Why?
Take out all the fucking walking and pensive shots. Was it Paths of Glory or was it something else? Might have been Seven Samurai.
Yeah, you may have said Seven Samurai. That movie could use you
can knock like 30 minutes out of that movie and still be pretty great.
Yeah, for sure. It could use a Godfather Part 3 coda version.
The Death of the Samurai.
Yep.
The Death of the
Samurai. Just give me like 20 minutes less and put it close to 3 hours, not 3 hours and a half.
Whoops.
Whoa, what'd you do? I was like, what?
Cool. Well, Lost in Translation. I think it's all right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
check it out if you've never seen it.
Jake fucking loves it. Schwartz doesn't even think we should have watched it. SOFIA Coppola.
Better director than actress.
Better director than actress. That we can all agree. But do you agree with that sentiment? If you do, even if you don't, let us know. MMwM_podcast at MMwM_podcast. That's our Instagram. Next week's movie is a classic by a legend. We're going to watch a Sergio Leone film on Amazon Prime. Which one? Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. Watch that on Prime. Listen to us every Wednesday wherever you get podcasts. Follow us on Instagram, and don't forget about Todd's Chainsaws.